Hello and welcome to FF Lifestyle. It is good to be back to the B channel. As always, if you guys are looking for a way to support what I do here on the B channel or what I do on the main channel, you can check out that description below. There's a bunch of links down there where you can support the video. One of the very first links down in that description is the FF merchandise store. You can check out shirts, including the one that I'm wearing in today's video, and I seriously appreciate you guys repping the brand that is Firearm Freedom. Of course, this B channel is still very small, so I would appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy this content, and also let me know how I can make it better. I'm very excited to see this channel grow. In today's video for FF Lifestyle, we are going to be talking about fitness. Now, more importantly, how to get into the gym, how to get into fitness for the first time, or maybe you've tried a lot and you just can't seem to get in a steady routine when it comes to the gym. What is my background when it comes to fitness? You guys know that I'm all into the gun world and all that stuff, but a lot of you may not know about my side hobby and passion in life, which is fitness. I've actually been competing in bodybuilding and powerlifting sports now for 14 years consistently, and it is a huge passion in my life. I still train 5 to 6 days a week, depending on the schedule that I'm on, and I have absolutely no plans on stopping anytime soon. And I hope to relay a lot of the information and things that I've learned over the years of training in this B channel to hopefully help some of you guys out. I was a certified personal trainer for a little bit there, but full disclosure, I am no longer a certified personal trainer. So take all of these opinions and tips as opinions and tips. Do not take them as 100% guaranteed truth. These are simply just things that I have learned over the years and I think may help you out. When you are looking at the self-defense world, or you are looking at just the world as a whole, start thinking about fitness, right? There's a lot of folks out there that may be a little bit on the bigger side. It happens. It's not that hard to get down that road, right? And even if you aren't a little bit on the bigger side, you can still be smaller, but not really be that great in the physical fitness department. When you're looking at endurance, cardiovascular endurance, all of those things seriously play a role. So a lot of folks start trying to think about a way to get into that fitness world, and it is probably one of the most intimidating things that someone can do. It is incredibly difficult to figure out how to start a fitness routine. You have to figure out exactly where you're at. You have to essentially create a baseline of where you're starting. Too many people start trying to go 1,000,000 miles an hour and do a bunch of things that you really don't have to do until you have established a schedule, until you've started something. You need to create a baseline, and the best way to do that first, because results come, unfortunately, not all from the gym, but a lot of what you eat. And a lot of people don't really understand that. That's the toughest part. The gym for a lot of folks is fun, especially on the male side of things. A lot of guys just love the gym right off the bat, and a lot of females love the gym right off the bat. But when it comes to the diet side of things, that can be a lot more difficult. So the first thing that I would recommend doing is figuring out exactly what you eat on a day-to-day basis. Download either one of two apps that I would recommend would be MyFitnessPal or LifeSum. And LifeSum is a great new app that I've been using, no affiliations to any of these guys. And LifeSum's cool because most of it's free. I was using MyFitnessPal, man, almost since it came out. And for a long time it was free, but I started trying to use it again after using LifeSum, and you have to pay for everything. I've seen a lot of folks pay for it and it works well, but regardless, either of those two apps are pretty good. I would not even recommend changing anything that you're eating at first. Really what you want to do for the first week or two is just log everything. Anything that you're eating that has a barcode or has nutritional information somewhere, log it down in one of those apps and log it down every single day. Along with that, you should be recording your weight daily. And there's a reason for both of these things. So if you record your weight daily, over a 7-day period, you can get your average body weight that you're starting off at. A lot of people weigh themselves one day and then they'll wait a few days, or they'll weigh themselves the next week, and it's a completely inaccurate weight. In order to get an accurate body weight, you have to do it daily, and then you can get the average of those 7 days, and that is your most accurate weight. Also, you want to weigh yourself in the morning, so that way you can have a consistent, accurate weight. And then by recording all of those calories every single day that you eat, you can see exactly what's going on. Are you eating a lot, or are you eating not enough? For a lot of folks, they're kind of surprised that they don't eat as much as they think they do. And what they are eating is really not nutritional at all. That's what a lot of folks end up finding out. It's very rare that somebody is just eating a metric ton every day, although obviously, of course, that is the case as well. But for about 1 to 2 weeks, you should be doing that before even thinking about the gym and before even trying to address that situation. And then a lot of the times, you don't even have to hire a personal trainer or go to a gym or find this information out. These apps can kind of tell you a general idea of macros, right? Fats, carbs, proteins, overall calories. These apps are going to tell you where you want to be and a general estimate of how to get to those numbers. And my first recommendation after those 1 or 2 week baseline is trying to work with the app and get those calories a little bit closer to what they recommend. It doesn't have to be insane. It doesn't have to be a crazy diet. When you are first starting out, just trying to get those calorie numbers to a little bit more of what the app said is probably going to be more than enough for you to get started into this process. When you start looking into the actual physical fitness portion of this after you've dealt with the diet, you don't necessarily have to go to a gym. The biggest thing that I see beginners kind of make the mistake at is they end up wanting to run before walking, and that happens a lot. It is really important, I mean, so unbelievably important to learn proper form and technique. And this is the only part that can be a little bit difficult without having a hand, without having a personal trainer, or without having somebody who is a buddy or a friend that was a personal trainer and kind of knows what they're doing to actually look at you in person and see what you're doing with these exercises. I'd highly recommend, if you are going to a gym, to start off with machines, the machine circuits. The reason why is because this is going to forcibly put your body, for the most part, in the proper position to do these movements. That's what these machines are designed for. Now, there's still a lot of folks out there that will mess this up, but for the most part, that's a great place to start. It's a very slow moving thing, right? You might want to do that for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Your body's going to begin to tell you when that is not enough anymore, when you can now branch off to other areas. When it comes to free weight movements in the gym, this is another area that, again, it is crucially important that you get this form correct. And when you start breaking into these compound movements, which are squats, deadlift, bench press, anything that is free weight, it is weight that's not assisted by cables or pulleys or assisted by a machine itself. It is something that you will have to work a long time at. And I see this a lot with guys. You want to start off with nothing, no weight, just the bar. Learn the form and technique. I promise you, you will look a lot more badass and cool having the proper form versus stacking on a ton of weight, blowing your back out the first day into the gym and then not ever being able to go again. Or you are not screwing yourself up, but you're using so much weight and horrible form, it's not going to look good. You'll look a lot better and a lot cooler with that proper form, lightweight, and doing the exercise well. Now, when you're looking at both of these things together, you don't have to go to the gym. There's a lot of folks that can do calisthenics, which is body weight exercises at their home instead of going to a gym. You can also do resistance band exercises. It all is really going to come down to the goals that you're trying to achieve. if you're trying to get big and muscular. The reality of it is you're going to have to go to a gym. If you're trying to tone up, lean out, and just get really nice and shredded, you can do a lot of this stuff at the house when you're just starting out. Eventually, you'll probably want to go to a gym, but it can be done elsewhere. Now, the third part of the exercise world that I want to address is cardio. I see a lot of beginners that really want to get into the cardio because that's kind of the comfortable thing, right? We all, for the most part, understand how to move around in our day-to-day life. So a lot of folks just want to go outside and start running. I got news for you guys. Running, especially outside, as much as it sucks to hear, is horrible for every part of your body. It is what it is. It's horrible for your knees, your back. There are not going to be any shoes out there that are going to stop the permanent damage that comes from long distance cardio. Yes, it's great on cardiovascular systems in our body, but for joints, bones, all that good stuff in our body, it is not great. So if you do want to do cardio, what I would highly recommend is HIIT, high intensity interval training. Doing high intensity interval training is essentially like doing a very, very intense movement for about 30 seconds or a minute, and then doing a really low key movement for about 30 seconds or a minute. This could look like running on a treadmill at a full out sprint for 30 seconds and then slowly walking for 30 seconds. What this is going to do is give you actually muscular gain in your cardiovascular workout, and it is going to cut the amount of time in half. You're going to be pretty much totally gassed at the end of maybe 10 minutes compared to slow and long distance running for 40 minutes or an hour, and it's going to do a lot less damage on your joints. And also, don't be afraid to get creative with your cardio. For my cardio, a lot of the time every week, I skateboard. That's just what I do. That's what I like for cardio, and it's a great cardio workout. You don't have to run to get those cardiovascular benefits. So think outside the box and maybe think of things that are a little bit more low impact if you are worried about joints or you have a bad back or whatever else. Now, the last part I want to talk about when it comes to getting into fitness, and rest assured, I'm going to go into each one of these areas a lot more in depth in the future. This is just a 101 video on how to get into this. It is going to be how to maintain this, how to build this program into something that you can consistently do. This is the part where most people fall off, right? Maybe you get motivated enough to click on a video like this, or you have a moment where you look in the mirror and you're just not really liking what you see, or you have an event where cardiovascularly you're not doing good, or you just don't feel good, right? It's great to build that motivation, but it's so crazy how quickly that motivation goes down and how all of a sudden it's really easy to forget about the gym again. The first 2 weeks of going to the gym, you go every single day. This is not something I would recommend long term, but for the first 2 weeks, maybe 3, go every single day. Why is this? We're trying to build a routine. When you're recording your calories for the first 1 to 2 weeks, record them every single day. Don't have a weekend day where you're like, hey, I did great Monday through Friday, I'm gonna take a day off. Don't do it, I promise you guys, because over the years, what I've learned is that you have to build that routine. And all of a sudden, on week 3, after you've been recording every single day, you begin to not think about it anymore. And that's the goal. That's what we're trying to achieve. All of a sudden, when you've gotten your gym time down throughout the day, you stop thinking about it. It just becomes the time that you go to the gym. And I got news for you guys. The gym only has to be about 30 to 45 minutes if you're doing it right. And I guarantee you, at some point from morning till night, you can find 30 to 45 minutes. That's a freaking long poop for some people, okay? You can find 30 to 45 freaking minutes to go to the gym or to do an exercise and get a little bit of sweat working. So it is one of those things that it takes consistency. That is what builds the overall discipline when it comes to getting into the gym. And in those first few weeks, it is absolutely crucial to build that routine. If you don't, if you have a few days on, a few days off, I can almost guarantee you that it will lead to yet another plateau and getting out of the gym and not really being able to find your footing to continue down this path. That is going to wrap up this one-on-one video on how to get into fitness. Let me know if you like this video, if you found it helpful at all. This can work with so many different aspects of your life. And then also let me know what you want to hear next in this series. There's going to be a lot dropping on this channel, and I'm so excited to get it started again. It's really been something I've been thinking about for a long time. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more great videos coming soon.